In September of 2020, the Amy Warden soap challenge was to make an ultra thin line swirl soap. And in October then of last year, I posted a video of my first attempt at that. I wasn't unhappy with it, but it was not really as fine lines as you might want in such a soap. And someone in the comments under that video, which I will put the link to below here, they commented that they thought I was using the wrong tool. I was swirling with a flat, about ½ inch wide nursery plant label. And the lady suggested that I use something thicker than that. And so I have tried it since then using the handle of a spatula, which is a little wider than the nursery label, but much thicker, and that does work better. So that's what I'm going to be using this time. So I'm calling this round 2. The recipe that I plan to use is castor oil, coconut oil, lard, sunflower, high oleic sunflower oil, and beef tallow. I've used this recipe many times. I know that it's quite slow moving, and I think that'll be important here. And then, as I often do, I'm using some sugar for sudsiness and some sodium lactate to harden the soap somewhat and make it easier to get out of the mold. And then blueberry fragrance oil from Nature's Garden. I have not used that one before, I don't think, but it is claimed not to discolor and not to separate or to accelerate. So that should be good. I'm going to use a white base using winter white mica. I'm also using a smaller container of winter white mica for one of my stripes on the surface. And then my other stripes will be neon purple, neon blue. And then I'm trying to create kind of a teal color by mixing a small amount of neon green with a little bit larger amount of Proud Peacock, all from Nurture's soap. I have the fragrance oil already in the oils. They're at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. My lye water is at 111 degrees Fahrenheit, and it has the sodium lactate and the sugar already added. I have moistened my colorants with a little bit of the liquid oils, the sunflower and castor oil, before I added the hard oils to this. So that's part of the recipe, but it should be the right amount for each color. This recipe, stirred with a whisk, never gets away from you. It's very well behaved, but that may also mean I'm going to be standing here stirring it for quite a long time. So, as I often do, I will either speed up the video or edit out some parts of that. It's coming to a good emulsion right now, but I don't expect it to trace for quite a while. And when I pour this, I do want it to be definitely at trace so that my colors don't sink into the base batter, at least not very far. So I have about ½ a teaspoon of mica in each of my 4 colorant pitchers. This pitcher that has my white that goes back in the main batter has a little over 3 teaspoons. And I'm only going to use about 3/4 of a cup of each of the colored batters. think I'm ready to pour the soap. It is still just barely at trace, and I've been stirring it for quite a long time. One thing I did change since I turned the camera off, I decided my teal was a little too green and not enough teal, so I've added a small amount of neon blue mica to that mixture. So I'll start out with my base. I need another spatula. I'm going to use the one that I've got here as my stirrer, so I'm not going to scrape out these bowls just now. I'll do that later. So I'm going to try for 2 sets of stripes. Purple, blue, teal, white, and then again purple, teal, blue, white. I may still have to wait a little while. This is pretty thin. Well, I think that's working. Just have to pour slowly. One thing I discovered with this method with a different mold was you don't dare fill the mold very full, because as you're swirling, it'll splash over the side. So, or you have to go so slowly that it really doesn't work. So it's good to have a mold with the walls substantially taller than the height to which the soap comes in it. It's really sinking in still. My teal is still on the green side of where I thought it should be. But I think that's okay. I probably would not have needed the white stripe, just because I've got a lot of the base white still showing. Might get another purple stripe here just to start another row. I don't think there's going to be enough. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, now for the swirl, come across, move over just a tiny amount, and then back. Maybe moving 1/8 of an inch each swipe. I think I'm realizing as I should have left a white border at both sides. As it is, I've got solid purple in front of me to your right and solid white down here toward me to your left. I don't think that's terrible, but I would have liked it better if it were matching. See if I can bring some down this way a little bit. Now, I want to make some cross swirls approximately where the bar dividers go. We'll call that done. I really like this area in here. I don't like the sides as well. So here it is looking straight down on it while it's still quite liquid. I hope this will focus on it all right. I really like that central stripe, whereas the sides are not bad, but not as good. So I'll put the bar dividers in, and then I will spray it with alcohol, cover it, and I'll give it kind of a cool C-pop, 55 degrees Celsius for a couple of hours, and we'll look at it in the morning. One more quick view here. Here it is with the bar dividers in place. It is a day later, and I'm thinking the soap is looking pretty good. It has no soda ash at all. I usually slide this off the edge of the table to get hold of that first row. Try to get them loose. Here are the finished soaps. I've not beveled or planed them at all. I don't think they're going to need any planing. I really like these that have the thin lines. The ones on the sides, as I said before, I'm not going to like them as well. But, I mean, they're pretty. They're just not really a thin line pattern like that one. That's kind of interesting, but not what was in the plan. Then these are sides where the bar dividers went through. I think that makes kind of a nice pattern as well. And then some ends, same deal. And the bottoms, which are just mostly white. In some cases, a little bit of color bled through. But I guess what I was really trying for, and the ones I like best, would be probably that one and that one.